This is Carly, who's volunteered to do a video training with us today. So thank you very much, Carly, for doing that. And I'm going to start just briefly by talking about some of the different areas that we're going to do with Sculptra today. Take a look at this area in Carly's temple. Carly has a beautiful face, but you can see that there's wasting in the area of her temple. That's normal with aging, but it makes a much bigger difference than you realize. People tend to pay attention to the center of their faces and not realize that the change in the contour of their face makes a huge difference in what they look like. I'm outlining the area in Carly's temple that has volume loss. And the nice thing about Sculptra is it puts back the volume where it's missing. Another area in this preauricular area in the back corner of the face is a wonderful place for Sculptra because it gives a lift, and it can even lift up jowling. Sculptra brings back the smooth contours to give a classic look of beauty. Down here below the cheekbone in the submalar area is another place where people lose volume and fat pads over time and collagen. And finally, another nice place to put Sculptra is right below the depressor anguli oris at the side of the chin. So we're going to go ahead and do these areas with Sculptra. And I'm going to start right here, right in the center of the temple area. And I'm going to go deep, all the way down till I hit the temporal bone. Now watch as I inject this area, the difference between before and after. So did it feel okay? Or how would you describe it? Did it feel a little pressure in that area?
It kind of felt like a dull headache.
Okay.
But in a very pinpointed area.
Okay. And
it didn't
and
hurt.
now is it feeling okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. So we can see this side already looks much fuller and smoother and rounder than this side does, which is really nice. I'm probably going to put a little more right in here, but right now I'm going to do a little bit in the upper cheek area. And we'll go ahead and do that right now. And I'm going to have you turn just a little bit away from me. So just a little bit of a pinch right here. Again, going deep there. Just a little bit. As you can see, we've got just a little in this area, just to give a little more fullness in there. And then, doing okay comfort-wise? I'm going to go right down here. I'm going to push on that area. And afterwards, Carly, I'm going to have you massage this for 5 days, 5 minutes at a time, 5 times a day for 5 days. And right under here as well. And just that gives just a nice shape. And we'll see we're going to have to do a little more up here too after. So now I'm injecting in the submalar area of the mid-face. One of the important things to remember with Sculptra, it looks fantastic immediately afterwards and for about 3 days after the injections. But then it absorbs, and it's not until a month or 2 later that everything fills out with your own natural collagen, and then it can last for several years, which is really nice. Okay, now I'm going to have you just look straight this way. You can see the shape looks wonderful there so far. Looks like really pretty cheekbone, but right up here now needs a little bit more in this area. So again, and this is deep. And it's down in here too. Perfect. Just push on this a little bit. Very nice. A beautiful place to go is in this preauricular area at the side of the face. So when you're injecting here, you're injecting superficial to the masseter muscle. So instead of going real deep, you can go under the dermis, but above the musculature. Okay, there's a little touch of bleeding there, which is normal, and I'm just going to push on that for a minute. Excellent. Okay, and then back here a little bit. Okay, and pops up a little at first, and just kind of just push on it a little bit. Excellent. Now, this looks straight. Looks wonderful. So another great place to do Sculptra is right below the depressor anguli oris, which is right at the side of the chin on both sides. And just adding a little bit in this area deep. You don't want to add a lot. And again, you want to go all the way down to the bone and then massage it in afterwards. And you can rest your eyes shut again if you want. I'm going to have you turn away for just 1 second. And we're going to just do the smallest bit more right up here. And just push on that for a sec. Okay. Now I paused the video here for a moment just to show you the difference between the right and the left side of Carly's face after she had Sculptra on one side. So you can see the smoothness on her right, which is where my hands and my fingers are pointing to. And you can see how that side of her face just comes down at a nice smooth angle right under my fingers. And her temple goes down straight at the side like somebody who's in their 20s or maybe in their early 30s, definitely younger children and teenagers. You see just a nice smooth shape on the side of her face. Now, if you look on her other eye, her left eye, which is our right when we look at her, you can see the indentation on the side of her face. It looks like it's denting in toward her eye and coming back out, which again is something that normally happens with aging. So Carly is lovely and beautiful, and this is not anything bad about Carly, but it's a really nice effect to eliminate that because it really gives us a nice youthful contour. All right, Carly, just open your eyes for a second. Okay. All right. Okay, excellent. Well, that side of the face is done. I've completed the left side of Carly's face off screen, and now I'm massaging all of the areas.
Doesn't matter what time of the day. Is it better to do it in the morning or?
Actually, you're supposed to do it 5 times a day for 5 days.
Oh, that's right.
Now we're going to pause here again to take a look at a before and after picture of Carly after we did Sculptra today. The small picture in the insert is Carly before. That's on our left. And the picture of Carly on the right, on our right, is after. Now if you take a look at the before picture, you'll notice that both of her temples indent, that her forehead comes out, that her temples narrow on both sides of her eyes and then widen again in her cheeks. And if you look at the after picture, you'll notice a nice smooth contour that's straight all the way down. You'll notice also on the before picture, her cheeks look flattened. And again, that's just another area of volume loss that is a natural part of the aging process. Now, if you look at the picture on the right, you'll notice that she has nice, what is called apples of her cheeks, where the malar eminence is nice and rounded. And again, it's a very nice, pretty look. And then moving lower, if you look on the sides of her chin, before she was had a very nice face and she didn't have jowling, but even you could even see just the beginning of that kind of irregularity that leads out between the cheek and the chin. And also you could see just the beginning of what are called marionette lines, which are lines that come down and project downward from the sides of the mouth toward the chin. And we could see on the after picture that those are gone. And again, just injecting a little bit of the Sculptra below those areas completely smoothed them out. So again, there's a lot of differences between the before picture and the after picture, and it's very impressive what Sculptra can do, and I think she looks fantastic. After doing the Sculptra for Carly, I also did lip injections with Restylane Silk, which came out beautifully. Those are going to be shown in a separate video that you can watch as well.
Oh, wow. Wow, I can tell a huge difference right through my cheekbones and through this area. It looks really good. And my lips, oh, for the first time ever, I have full lips.